here, especially because the Zerg can't do too much in terms of attacking, so he doesn't even need that many cannons. Meanwhile, Jaedong getting the double evolution chamber, at least 2 there. He could get all 3 right now, even. But he's going to have so many ultras coming out in about 5 minutes that it's going to be that's going to be his strong point. Meanwhile, Free just threatening an attack here. I don't think he can get anywhere with an attack with that few forces, though. Some Mulisks out for Jaedong. He's going to get those Mulisks wiped out, though, if he's not careful. Oh, not just some. That's at least 8 Mulisks, 9 Mulisks out for Jaedong. And actually what he's going to do is, he's going to intercept these probes, in fact, and that's going to be bad. He might even try to finish off his expansion, is what I was going to say, before the cannons get a chance to go up. But it looks like he's going to have to be satisfied with those couple of probes. There's enough cannons there that with the Archons, it's going to be real hard for him to do anything. So Free does have this expansion up, but Jaedong really, right now, Free has such a small force that if Jaedong just built Hydralisks with all of his hatcheries, he could probably take out that army in the field now that he's got those Mutants to kill those Zealots. And more probes that are going to get killed in transfer here, and this is, oh man, this is brutal for Free. Yeah, those 5 probes have no chance, and he's going to get away without taking, well, took 1 hit, but that's not too bad. And Jaedong just has to watch out for a good storming. If he gets stormed, well, those Mulisks are going to go down because they're at half health right now. And there's a decent storm. Managed to catch him for about half a second. And Jaedong's going to have, no luck there. Free missing again. Free has not really impressed me with the storm so far in this series. Let me just say, the 1 storm he got last game on his own Reaver and nothing else when there were a bunch of Mutas flying around, either that was a joke or one of the worst storms I've ever seen. And here he also stormed nothing with one of his 2 storms I've seen so far. But anyway, Jaedong continuing to mass his defenses up. Really interesting strategy here from Jaedong. This sort of defensive Zerg, and it's not something we don't see anymore, but I think it's slightly less common than the other variations, the Lurker Contain, or the basically this is just a very defense-oriented Zerg, where really the Zerg is the one on the defensive in the mid and late games, until the very late game when they move out with a huge ton of Ultralisks, and a Greater Spire for Jaedong. That is confusing. Given that he has this many gas, I guess he could get a lot of Guardians. But on the other hand, with this many gas and evolution chambers pumping, he could get a lot of ultras and win the game. But I guess he's going to mess around here with a Greater Spire and also a Defiler's Mound. So what's going on there? I really don't know. I guess he has about 8 Mutalisks, so he's going to get a lot of Guardians. But the problem is there's so many weaknesses to this. In the late game against this many Templar, Guardians are quite bad. I mean, they just get ripped apart by Sonic Storm. And since there's obviously no air threat, he can't be doing it for Devourers. It's not like Jaedong is going for, Corsair Carrier or anything like that. So really interesting here that Jaedong's gone for this. That Free has gone for Corsair Carriers. Jaedong going for Guardians on this map, I don't think it's a good idea. I get this gut feeling of unhappiness here when I see this. I'm just getting a bad feeling in my gut. And I go by my gut, as George W. Bush would say. I just watched the movie W. It's quite amusing, actually. I know, if you're not really into politics, perhaps you shouldn't watch it, but if you are, no matter what orientation you are politically, it is just a funny movie. It's actually quite realistic in a lot of scenes, especially like the reenactments of the cabinet meetings right before the invasion of Iraq. I think those are very well done. So I would recommend that movie. But, he goes by his gut. And I go by my gut here in StarCraft. My gut's telling me Guardians suck at this point in the game. So 5 guards out for Jaedong. I hope he has Ultras. I hope these Guardians are just kind of like a sideshow, and he's going to show up with like 24 Ultras and win the game instead of fooling around here with 5 Guardians. But I guess he's going to go for the Guardians, and they're going to get stormed really badly in about a second. But okay, so he's actually sending out this 1 Guardian to attract storms. Not a dumb idea at all. But Free looks like he's not fooled. He's going to wait for his Corsairs to come, and the Corsairs are going to kill everything here. Yeah, they're going to kill everything. So, Scourge are a little bit late in coming here. Yeah, these Guardians are going to get killed, so... And no Scourge are coming. Alright, so this is a strange build from Jaedong, and I do hope he desists in doing it, because it is not going to be a winning build. And, oh my god, it's a lot of Sunken Colonies. I don't understand this build at all. It looks like he's going to get his Ultralisk Cavern. Thank you for the Ultralisk Cavern. I mean, he does have a ton of Defilers, just an absolute ton of, sorry, a ton of Hatcheries, rather, and Defilers also. So, with just Zerglings and Ultralisks and with just Zerglings and Defilers, he could probably defend any of these bases comfortably against this army here that Free has. But on the other hand, Free is building up an alarming number of Templar here with his 3 gas. And they're so durable in these long games that it's gonna be tough though. I mean, for Jaedong, even with ultras, I mean, I think those Guardians delayed him a lot there actually, and it really shouldn't have because he has 5 gas. I mean, he should be able to build 5 Guardians and any number of Ultralisks at any point, considering he's built just lurkers, a couple of lurkers. He has to have thousands of gas saved up. But anyway, so Jaedong chasing these Corsairs away with the Scourge, persisting with, well, his 2 Guardians at least. They're actually doing a decent job, believe it or not, at that natural expansion. So they've denied Free one of his 3 expansions just by having those Guardians pick away at those probes. Meanwhile, though, Corsairs are not going to do the job. I'm sorry, Scourge are not going to do the job against this number of Corsairs. Jaedong moving forward with a couple of Lings. They're not going to get anywhere. Maybe he was trying to catch some goons, but that wasn't going to happen. +2 attack for Free and +2 armor. Meanwhile, Jaedong with a Doom Drop, it seems here. But the problem is, Free has spotted this, and his Corsairs are going to be in an intercept position pretty soon. Well, it might not be a Doom Drop. Well, probably is though. It's going to be probably a drop with, oh my goodness, and Dark Archon out for Free. Meanwhile, Free's going to lose another Corsair. Ton of Zerglings in the middle of the map, but I really think Jaedong should switch to Ultras at this point. He's got so much resources that, you know, Ultralisks are just such a viable option. Oh, this is going to be brutal, though, for Jaedong. Jaedong is going to get intercepted now by these 4 Corsairs. Perfect location. Jaedong can't drop. And, oh, Jaedong sees the bad news. I think, oh, no, wait, he's got Scourge. He's got Scourge. He's still okay. Actually, play going off. Okay, so Free's going to have to pull his forces back. Jaedong, meanwhile, is going to get the drop in. Scourge are going to take out one of these. But the drop is going to be ineffective because it's all on top of Archons. And these Zerglings, getting ripped apart here. They're not going to do anything. That drop also is going to cost Jaedong. He doesn't take down a single unit here. Wow, this is just not good. Totally anticipated by that one hero observer. And Free, meanwhile, has picked up another base also. So Free actually is going to be on economic par, if not ahead of Jaedong. And that is not good for Jaedong. He's really squandered his macro lead. Going into the late game, he had a huge macro lead, and he then went for Guardians and a Doom Drop that didn't work, instead of just playing it standard and getting Ultra Ling. I mean, I'm just so shocked by the fact he didn't get Ultra Ling. Alright, finally, 1 Ultralisk, 2 Ultralisk out. Jaedong is not far behind him. He has 5-2 Ultralisks. Certainly not a problem there. And play going off on the Corsair. So, okay, so now Jaedong is playing some real StarCraft here. Another bunch of Storm, though. They're going to pick off all these lurkers, I think. And feedback on the Defiler. Nice work there. So he's going to use that Dark Archon for feedback. Maelstrom obviously a possibility, but feedback is free. It comes with the Dark Archon. When you buy a Dark Archon, you get feedback for free. Anyway, so scourging the Observer. No, not scourging the Observer. So actually a huge attack here, but there's a lot of Ultras, but there's a lot of Goons also. If Jaedong can get some units coming from behind, some Lings, he'll be able to finish off this force with no problem. But these Ultras are actually getting destroyed by the Storm, so I'm going to take back what I said about Free's storming abilities. Those were some good storms on those Ultras. Man, those Ultras are not speed upgraded either. Yeah, they're not speed upgraded. Those are some slow Ultralisks. Jaedong lost way more Ultralisks than he should have in this attack, in this defense rather. And Free with some excellent storming here. Wow, and Jaedong